All right, moving on. All right, Alabama fans. If you
Okay.
don't want to
Turn the
listen to
channel
it, turn it
now.
off. Come back after this, and we'll talk about the other teams that we saw. But
Skip through
we're
this part.
we're gonna go ahead and just get this out of the way. Alabama 17, Florida State 31.
Okay, I have to say it. And this is something we talked about last week. We had planned to do an episode before this, and it
Yeah,
didn't work.
it didn't work out. Check out TikTok. A lot of that show will be on TikTok. What we did get.
We might put
We're
the
gonna
bloopers on there
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna put the bloopers. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, all the socials on X. And be sure to
We don't
like
have
us.
a Facebook
We
yet.
don't have a
We need to
Facebook.
make
We're
a
not gonna
Facebook.
do a Facebook. We're not gonna do a
Okay,
Facebook.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So here's my opinion.
Go ahead.
I said it. I'm gonna go on my rant again. I said up to last week, even up to before the game, Alabama's success this year depends on how DeBoer worked in the offseason to discipline his players. Time after time after time last year, what I witnessed, and we had several discussions about it, is the apparent disrespect from players towards coaching staff, several unnecessary unsportsmanlike conduct scenarios, and just overall, it seemed like the players were running the show. You and I, we all know that if Saban were coaching that team, if those players had acted the way they acted to DeBoer and those other coaching staff members last year, they would have been gone, NIL or not. And DeBoer has a real discipline issue on his hands that, I said if he doesn't get this fixed, it's going to be a long year for Alabama. And it was apparent in the Florida State game that the discipline issues have now turned into a cohesive team issue of they can't win the big games.
It could very well be
And
that.
this wasn't even a big game.
Oh, it was a huge game for Florida
Well,
State.
but Florida. Oh, great, yeah. But Florida State's not even ranked, so you can't consider this a big game in terms of what the Nick Saban era of Alabama could have. Nick Saban, Alabama discipline could have won easily.
Here's the deal, and here's Alabama fans. I don't know if it's time to jump ship on DeBoer just yet. We got to give him some time. Here's the rub of the matter. If you watch the game, Alabama gets the first score, marches right down the field, scores, and we think that it's off to the races. Here we go. But it wasn't. Alabama just didn't look like Alabama.
No.
Like they just didn't. Their wide receivers looked slow. They couldn't run the ball.
Mm-mm.
Ty Simpson, bless his heart, the dude poured his heart out even to the whistle. Like he gave his all in that
There's
game.
something to be commendable about that.
He did everything he possibly could to win that game. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people are trying to jump ship for him and say pull him, put in the 5-star behind him, but you got to give the guy time.
But and my thing is, you're saying give DeBoer time. Don't jump ship on him yet. Don't call for his head yet. I am not extending the same grace to him as I have Arch Manning with Texas, and I'll tell you why. DeBoer had all last year to see the flaws in his team, and I'm still sticking by the number one issue is team culture right now.
I think it is somewhat of an issue.
It bleeds over into everything.
But at the same time, I think that there's some skill.
There's more.
I think there's skill things that are problems. I don't see a fast receiver. I don't see a threat. I don't see a deep threat.
Y'all are going to come at me in the comments.
I see good hands. I see great personalities. I see great route running, but I don't see speed. I don't see anything. And this was something that Alabama people were talking about during the summer, is that speed.
Here's my thing. Y'all going to come for me in the comments. I already know. If you do not have discipline on your team, who is running the program? The coach or the players? In this case, my opinion is the players are running the show. Do 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds know what they're doing. No, their brains are not fully formed yet. Your brain is not fully formed until you are 25 years old. You may have talent, you may have skill, but if you think you are about to run a whole team at 19, 20 years old and expect it to be effective and not listen to your coaching staff and be disrespectful, that's not happening. You can have all the skill you want to, but unless you allow your coaches to coach you and run the show instead of you thinking that you own the show, and I'm not saying that's what's happening, but it kind of seems like it. You're not going to have a successful team if you don't listen to your coaches. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think DeBoer has an opportunity, kind of similar to Napier from Florida from last year, because they lost a couple games early, and then they got it right in the middle of the season and toward the end of the season. I think DeBoer has that ability, has that chance to do that.
It's possible.
I think that the next couple games are going to be really, really important for them to get on the right track and I haven't looked at their schedules yet to see who they play. I'm sure they have a get right game. Usually SEC teams do schedule those type of games like we do for the first week. But I think one area where Alabama has to get better, and I think this goes for Texas as well. We touched on it with Texas when we talked about them, but they were 6 of 17 on third down.
Yeah, you gotta convert.
That's
not an option. If you're not doing third down drills in your practices, and you can go ahead and throw that away.
Alabama last year was such a quarterback-centric team. Yeah. If Milroe played good, they played good. Georgia beat them.
Yeah.
Milroe plays bad, they play bad.
Yeah.
I hope that's because Ty Simpson, he played his heart out, but he didn't have a stellar game. He was 23 for 43, so he had 20 incompletions. He had 9 carries for 17 yards. I mean, decent, not great.
You've got something to work with there, and I'll get off the discipline issue. Alabama, I don't want to dismiss them altogether because I think a lot of people after, the game this weekend, I think that they somewhat gave up on Alabama. I'm not there yet. I want them to pull it around, and I hope they can do it.
This is a long season.
It's a long season.
It's a long season. It's week 1. You can't make definitive. You can't judge these teams off week 1. You need what they are now versus what they are at the end of the season, because all these teams have the potential to get better, and that's really what the season's really all about.
So then I pose the question of, okay, it's the beginning of the season. Florida State was not a conference game. Do you think Alabama turns it around to make it to the SEC championship? Do you think they have enough in them?
Based on what I've seen on week 1, no, I don't. I think I think they'll play good. I think they'll win. I think they'll win some games.
I don't have them picked to go to the SEC championship for the record.
Yeah, I don't foresee them
Maybe
doing
they'll turn
that.
Around.
If they do turn around and make us either, I would be ecstatic for Alabama.
And I need to say this. I don't want anybody to think that I am just wanting Alabama to fail by any means. I actually want to see them succeed and continue the dynasty that Nick Saban started. I really think that's important. To continue for Alabama to continue to be a powerhouse. I'm seeing some red flags here. That's my issue.
Here's something I will say, and one of the things that's a problem with college football right now is turnover for coaches and players. Players going to different places, coaches going to different places, and one of the biggest questions that's out there is how much time do you give a coach, right? Do you give him 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4 seasons? Do you give him a whole 8 or however many seasons does it take? Alabama fans are not going to wait. They're not.
I know.
They have gotten used to a certain level of competition, and they've gotten used to being at a certain point in playoffs. And DeBoer missed it last year.
Yeah.
If he misses it this year, you talk about a hot seat. It will be.
They might be looking at buying out his contract.
It will be very, very bad for him to not at the very least make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because Alabama fans will eat him alive. And they're already
yeah.
some of the hardcore ones are already starting. They're
Yeah.
already calling for his job now. Imagine if Alabama goes 6-6.
He's done.
He will probably not be the head
Alabama
coach.
has not seen a
He
6-6 season.
He will not be the head coach
a long
at
time.
Alabama next year if that happens.
Oh.
And right now, that's probably what I'm seeing for them, unless they turn a 180 and DeBoer gets.